Okay, so I was going to finish this up, but I may not be able to finish it up. I might just have to take a long time. See, there's a crack in here, so I'm going to take back this edge. And from this edge, I'm losing about 1/8 of an inch. I can probably send in some more flakes to smooth that out on both sides. After taking down this edge, making it more robust, I can send flakes this way and this way. Although this side's not bad at all. This is the one that's got the steppiness. Sending a flake this way. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I got to get rid of that cracking right here. I can't have that on the edge. Unless I want it to look dorky. I would not forgive myself for leaving the crack on the edge because it's not good. Yeah. It could end up with a big old flake in the meat that you butcher. You don't want a delicate edge that could snap off big chunks of stuff because you left the crack in there. Yeah. It makes the edge weaker. It's already weak enough as it is being stone. Make it more weak by leaving cracks in there? No excuses. That's not, you don't got no excuses for that. Inkatanen. You know better. I know better than that. Yeah. Yeah, not too much more to do. The secret to putting stems on these things that are wide is to make them really, really thin. How do you make them really, really thin? If you're just tuning in, make them really, really thin. Nobody knows. Everyone's trying to figure that out. Sorry. There's not one technique. Some people use direct percussion and thin those out really well. Sometimes they use indirect percussion. Sometimes they use really heavy pressure and send in big old flakes. I just try the indirect percussion techniques on everything. That's just my style. It works okay for me, so I use it. Sometimes I end up with nasty results. Oh well. Could have done better if I used a different technique. Oh yes. Not saying indirect percussion is perfect. It just works for me. Works well for me. Come on. Sometimes it works well. Not like that. I'm trying to thin down this base, but it's not cooperative. It's not being cooperative. That was okay. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do. And what, I had to hit it like 8 times to get one good flake? I don't know what it was. Gotta keep trying. Try. Let's see if it did it. Ooh, that was good. That thinned it down pretty good. Because I'll probably be notching that in there. Yeah. Probably. Everything goes as planned. Yeah, some people have the issue where after they shoot some thinning flakes in and then regularize it, they look at it and they go, wait a second, it's not thin anymore. It's because you're taking too much off the edge when you regularize it. Just take barely enough off, so you're not losing a lot of length or width when you regularize. That way you can keep it thin. If you shoot in thinning flakes from the edges, and then you pressure flake a lot and remove a lot by regularizing, and you look and you go, it's not thin anymore. You look and you go, dang it, what happened to the thinness? It's like I didn't do nothing. It's true. You didn't do anything if you take too much off of the width or length. All that work for nothing. All that sweat trying to thin it down when you end up grinding a lot on the edge, taking a lot off with the abrader, and then you pressure flake with really big gouges in the side, and then you look and you go, dang it, it's not thin anymore. Dang it. It's all your fault. Be sparing with the regularizing. In case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. Yeah. This is where the crack is on this. So that's why I'm trying to shoot flakes in from this area, because I gotta lose it anyway. I gotta lose that width anyway. Let's see if it did it. Ooh, no. I might be able to push off on that and get it. I might be able to get it. Sending a flake this way, that's tempting. Still gotta remove some of that edge, so might as well. I can try it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I just sent in a shallow flake. If it didn't work, I'm not heartbroken. I said to myself, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to be heartbroken, and it didn't work, and I'm not heartbroken. Yeah. I don't care. There's another. I thought, yeah, there was another crack right there, kind of, sort of, but I'm going to push off some of these, push off on some of the surface of that step fracture. See what happens. Maybe I can minimize it. This, and I'll grind it a little bit. Is that cheating? Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. But it minimizes it for the next potential flake. I could take another flake in there, but it's a long shot. It is. It's risky. I would have to hit it really, really, really hard. I'd be a dummy if I knew I shouldn't hit it that hard, and I do anyway and end up with two pieces. It's smarter to leave it in and end up with a piece than to hit it really hard and end up with nothing. Nothing but too little. pieces. All right, let's see if it did it. Did it? Okay. Yeah, it did it well enough. That's good enough. Yeah. Still have that divot. I don't know what you would call it. Okay, I'm gonna take another chance. You convinced me. Let's see if it did it. Nope. It's supposed to run more. It doesn't want to run. No. It's not cooperative. It's not. It's a snot. It's a little booger. It's not cooperating. Can I make it cooperate with some strategy? Can I strategize it? Oh, did I grind it too much? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it went into the right area. I might be able to push off on that. If not, we're gonna have a little island. We're gonna go to the islands this week. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm not too heartbroken about that. I don't care. Yeah. You know, you take a chance, and sometimes you go to the islands and sometimes you don't. This time I think we ended up in the islands. I can feel it catching the step fracture, but it's not pushing off anything. I might be able to, yeah, I keep putting metal marks in it. But that's what it is. People want to see how to not do that. They don't want to see how to do it. They want to see how to not do that. How do I take care of that? Well, obviously I got to lose some off the base here and start sending in more flakes, unless I want to lose width. The secret of getting rid of those is to lose width. How do you not lose width? By using material that you can run longer flakes on. That's all I can tell you. Just use a material to run longer flakes. That will that will allow longer flakes. Like obsidian. I wouldn't have any trouble running those flakes with obsidian. But this is like a raw stone. It's not bad quality, but it's steppy, as we saw in the beginning. So if I were to clear that off, that would be luck mainly. Now, I can dish it out. You know what I'm saying? I could dish it and install a curve and try to dish that out. Because right now the lump is, you know, it's not inconsistent with the straightness. It doesn't affect the overall straightness of the point. It's pretty straight. If I were to take that out, I could dish that out and ruin the symmetry from the end view or the side view. But it was done in the past. You know, they'll take those lumps out by dishing it out and not worry about straightness from this view. Now, do I want to do that? I don't know about this one. Maybe. The way I would handle that is just to take more off the base and send it up. If I wanted to preserve the width, take more off the base and then try to pop it off with a thinning flake from the base. That's how I would handle that one. And I might do that. If I can't think of anything else. Yeah, it's not cooperative in terms of smoothness. It doesn't want to be a smooth arrowhead or smooth projectile point. It wants to be all steppy. Yeah, it doesn't want to flake either. It really doesn't want to be thin or smooth or made into anything. It's resisting. So I'm regularizing it with the percussion. I think some of these were finished out with only percussion back in the day. I think some of these were just percussion finished, hardly any pressure flaking in the finishing stages. See, I want it to travel that way on this side. We'll see. Yeah, it travels well on this side. These flakes travel well. And it's not because of the grain of the material. It's got something to do with the consistency. There's no layers in this particular type of material, so there's no quote-unquote grain like there is with wood. I'm not going against the grain. What I'm doing is napping through areas that don't want to flake. And it changes from one side to the other. That's how fickle it can be. You know, it's not that thick, but the difference between the sides is a lot in terms of flakeability. I don't want to make it too thin. I mean, I do want to make it really thin so I can notch it, but I don't want to make it too thin. I'll live with it if it's not thin enough. I'll just make wider notches. Narrow notches requires thin material, and if it doesn't want to be thin, you can't force it, really. You can try to force it all you want. You can have some success at forcing it, but it's so much better if you don't force it. Better in terms of final success. Well, in the end, I want a point. I don't want gravel, or I don't want halvesies. I don't want halvesies on these. I want fullsies. Full points. Sun went down and it got cold. I feel like it dropped like 10 degrees in the past 30 minutes. Let's see. Oh, I knew that wasn't going to go. I could tell it didn't make good contact with the edge. Let's see. I'm worried I'll snap it. Did it do it? Nope. But every time I do that, I create a step right there. I can attempt to push off, and maybe I can minimize that. So it's not all lost if it doesn't clear it. You can attempt to push off on the step you just created. All right, got to be careful though. Gotta make sure the edge is going to handle it on your tool. Okay. Nope. Nope, not going to do it. It's too tough. Yeah, the stone itself is too tough. I can't even push off on those step fractures. I'm going to shoot in from this way, but I would have to reduce the width. I'm trying not to reduce the width. The only way is to make a concavity and continue to force the issue over and over and over until I give up or conquer that island. Yeah. I'm putting way too much thought into it, but for the video, it may be interesting to see the process. See, I just took that back with the abrader. In case you're new and you don't know, you can actually shape with the abrader. All right, I hit it really, really hard. Let's see if it did it. No. It doesn't want to do it. It does not want to do it. It does not want to cooperate. Does that work sometimes? That works sometimes. Oh yes, it does work sometimes. Now here is the choice I gotta make. I can hit it like this, or I can try to pick it off. Picking it off is safer, but it may be much less effective. I think picking it off, I can do the picking with this tool as well. I think picking it off might be more effective, because I hate to slam that flaker into this here, because it could dive in and take off the whole bottom part of the point, and then I'll have two pieces instead of one. All right, let's see if I can do this. Why am I using a big tool? I need a lot of pressure. Yeah. Yeah, I got in there a little bit, but there's no way. Let me see. All right, I got in there a little bit more. I just pushed off that one. Let's see if I can do again next to it right there. All right, lots and lots of pressure. Not too shabby. Yeah, heavy pressure. And yeah, it's safer. See how it's starting to dive in? I think if I had slammed this way, it would have broken the whole thing. Yeah, so not too shabby. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what we can do to finish this out. And I'll do the notching, do a bell type point. In the little time I have left, yeah, we'll see. Luckily, a lot of the bell type points are kind of crude. So the lesson, boys and girls, is the heavy pressure can sometimes save you. Yeah, gotta admit it. Indirect percussion didn't save me on that one. Might be able to thin it really well with the indirect percussion strike right now. Let's try that really fast here. Hello. Hello. I can take that. Thank you. Special delivery. Come on, come on. I don't have all day. I don't have all day. I'm trying to thin this out and I don't have all day. Okay? Okay. Not all day? Not all day. Everywhere I go, the neighbors want to be in the video. And the delivery guy wants to be in the video. Everybody wants to be in the video. Everybody. What can you do? You can move the lamp so everyone can see. Move the lamp. It's getting dark out. When I'm at a napping and I'm at this stage, this is when everyone tunes out. This is when everyone's eyes glaze over. This is when they have their intermission. They go get their crackers and cheese and go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Don't do nothing without me. Don't finish it until I get back. Dude, this is the finishing part. This is one of the processes of finishing. And you walk away. You miss it. Yeah. And you go, I don't know how to sharpen my arrowheads. I don't know how. You don't watch this part. That's why. You don't know how to sharpen because you don't watch this part. You go in, go get yourself a snack. Go make a sandwich and go to the bathroom. Maybe not in that order. Right? You miss it. Then you go, I don't know how to sharpen my points. What do I do? You watch what I'm doing at this stage. I'm trying to thin down the edge. I should be doing this maybe a little bit later. But I like doing it right now. Okay? Why later? Because sometimes it works better when you do this last. I don't know why. I don't know why. Sometimes some guys just like doing this last because it works better. Yeah. And I do that too. Sometimes I do this last. But today I want to see where I'm at. See how it looks. It's a little bit thick at the tip, but I don't care. All right, so I'll put the notches in on the next segment. How's that? Yeah? I'm trying to get a thumbnail, but I don't know. Okay. On this segment, I'm going to do the notching. It's going to be a bell point, so it doesn't really matter where I put the notches or how I do them or anything like that. Just as long as it got notches. Yeah. Just as long as it got notches and it's not too narrow. So I start really wide. Why am I using this tool? I don't know. Because I feel like it. Because I feel like it. Yeah. Can I do indirect percussion with this tool? Notching with indirect. Yeah. I might do it. Although I don't know. I'm afraid of blowing away a lot of this material if I do that. I don't want to mess it all up. I don't want to make a mess. Although it's still kind of messy. Yeah. It's not that great. It's not that great. Could have done better. Yeah. I shall see. I think I could have done better, but shall see how it turns out in the end. You might be asking, when am I going to do the vertical punching and that kind of thing? Eventually, I will do it. I'm going to have to do it. People ask me all the time, can you do some vertical punching? I mean, like with a copper nail or something? Just so we can see. Because that's what everyone's doing, you know. I just want to see it done because people say they do it. I don't even know what they're talking about. Yeah. I need to do it. Eventually. Have I done it before? Yeah, I've done it before. I just don't like doing it because right when I think I'm almost done, I snap the whole thing. At least with pressure flaking, I don't have that happen all that much with the notches. But with percussion, just when I think I'm gonna have it done and be home free, snap a barb off. Yep. Happened many times. Yeah, there was a time where I would do nothing but vertical punching for weeks to learn it. I know how to do it. Two things I don't like. One, I just mentioned it, tends to snap at the end, right when I think I'm home free. One more pop out, and then psh. The other thing, I can't see what I'm doing with the vertical punch. Not like this, I can't see. I can see what I'm doing with this a lot better. I hate not being able to see. And with this, I can actually feel the pop out coming out. I can feel the pop out. With the vertical punch, I don't feel anything. I just tap it and hope. Tap, cross my fingers and look and brace for impact. I don't know. It's just not the same. See, I can feel that pop out. I can feel it wasn't that great, or it was really good. And it gives me the feel for the next one. And the next one and the next one. So I get used to how it responds to the flicker. With the vertical punch, it doesn't feel the same. So I have to punch and then take a deep breath. Hope for the best. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, these pop-outs are not coming out. Yeah, it's too narrow. I started out wider than I thought I needed, and I ended up being narrow again. Let's see what I can do. I'm stalling, so I need to do something. Usually when I stall, I gotta widen the notch. And then when I widen the notch, I run the risk of breaking off the barb. But oh well. Oh well. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Can't get away. Need that pop out. Oh yes. See, I don't have much leeway in there, so I have to be very, very careful. Oh, come on. It took me months to be able to push straight down without tapping the sides when I was first learning to do this. Months. That requires practice, not to bang into the sides. So I'm not going any more narrow on it because I end up bending it. And if you're bending it instead of popping flakes out, it doesn't do no good. And yes, I'm widening out the notch so I can potentially get a good pop out. There we go. Widen it as you go inward. Helps you to get better pop outs. And yeah, especially with natural tools. You can stay fairly narrow with metal. All right, this is when it gets super difficult. Once the stem gets to the point where the notches are as deep as the stem is wide, this is when I run into problems. This is when everyone runs into problems. So usually if you want to stay safe, you make a square stem where the notches are as deep as the stem is wide, and that's it. You just call it quits. Good enough. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop right there while I'm ahead, because the tool, I can take it down so I have more room. I suppose I could do that. Let's see. Alright, so I made it more narrow so I have more room. But trying to do this with a natural tool doesn't work all that well. And I want it to look like it was made with a natural tool. Yeah, we might say, well, they made these with natural tool vertical punches, right? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, you could make them with a vertical punch natural tool. Okay. Now it's just a matter of figuring out what I want to do with the edges. Want to just leave them like that, or do something else? Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to kind of leave it the same. I'm going to do a little bit of thinning on the tip. It's still too thick for me. I think I'm going to thin it down, if possible. Okay. Is it dangerous to hit the tip when I've got barbs? Yeah, kind of. But these barbs are not too bad. If it was really, really thin down here and the barbs were really long, yeah, I wouldn't be messing with the tip. Because you can snap the barb off just by hitting the tip. But I want to thin down the tip. Yeah, okay. Good enough. I think I'm going to put leather on both sides of these pads. On the next pad I make, I'm going to do leather on both sides. I really don't want to mess with the pad at all. I just want to grab it and use it. I don't know how many countless minutes I've spent just adjusting and messing with the pad. Now I can make it look like I was a daredevil with the notching by reducing this edge down, you know, and constricting it right here between the notch and the outside, and look like I notched it while it was real narrow. But I'm not gonna. All right, so that's good enough. I'll probably tack this little 16-minute segment onto the end of the last video. But I got the thinness that I wanted at the tip. Yeah. Okay. And I got the notches as deep as I wanted to go. Sometimes there's a concavity in the base there on these. I think this is still a little bit narrow. Let me see. Let's check the book. What book? This book. But I don't see the cover. I don't see the guys that wrote it. What's the full name? What's the full cover? What book is it? Here it is. It's this book. This is Andice. Let's look at Bell. Yeah, this one. Let's see if I'm. Yeah, I'm right there on the width. Yeah, I'm right there on the width. The depth of the notches. I'm deeper than this one. I'm deeper than that one. I'm deeper than that one. Yeah, so we got it. It's within range. It's better than, the notches are deeper than these three. This one's got a deep notch there. I'm deeper than that one. This one's got me beat here. If that went all the way down to the bottom, that one's got me beat. This one's got me beat here because, yeah, but they're really wide. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, it's a bell. It is a bell, and it has a range where this stone is found. So there you go. Authentical. Right? Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get a thumbnail and call it good. Let me see.